Today, we begin a journey that has the power to transform your life. Have you ever felt lost, as if the world around you is too loud, too demanding, and too overwhelming? In a time where we're constantly seeking validation and approval from others, we often forget to listen to the most important voice, the one within ourselves. What if I told you that true happiness doesn't come from others? That it doesn't rely on external success, material possessions, or the opinions of those around you? The key to lasting peace, clarity, and strength lies within you, and to unlock it, you must first learn the art of being alone, not lonely, but truly and joyfully comfortable in your own company. This journey isn't about isolating yourself from the world. It's about empowerment. It's about embracing solitude as a sacred space where you can reconnect with your truest self and discover the wisdom that has always been there, waiting for you. Through the teachings of Buddhism, we'll explore how to thrive alone, not just survive. We'll dive deep into the lessons of mindfulness, compassion, and self-awareness that allow us to live fully in each moment. Buddhist wisdom teaches us that everything we seek, happiness, peace, and fulfillment, already exists within us. It's like a hidden treasure buried beneath the noise and chaos of daily life. By practicing mindfulness, we learn to quiet the mind and uncover this treasure. We stop chasing after illusions and start appreciating the beauty of what we already have. Solitude becomes a teacher, showing us how to love ourselves without conditions. It teaches us patience, resilience, and self-compassion. When we sit in stillness, we begin to see the impermanence of all things, the fleeting nature of pain and pleasure, of successes and failures. And in that realization, we find freedom. Buddhism reminds us that to thrive alone is to thrive in life. It's about embracing the present moment, finding joy in simplicity, and understanding that you are enough just as you are. So join me on this transformative path. Together, let's uncover the timeless Buddhist lessons that can help us turn solitude into strength, silence into clarity, and self-reflection into inner peace. This isn't just a journey for today, it's a journey for your lifetime. Let's take the first step right here, right now. The path to your inner freedom begins with you. Are you ready? One of the most profound lessons we can learn from Buddhism is the art of letting go. Take a moment and reflect on your life. Are you carrying burdens that no longer serve you? Perhaps it's a toxic relationship that drains your energy, a painful memory you can't seem to release, or expectations that weigh heavily on your shoulders. These things may feel like they define you, but in truth they only hold you back. Letting go is not about giving up, it's about freeing yourself. Imagine being like the lotus flower, a symbol of purity and resilience in Buddhist teachings. The lotus grows in muddy waters, yet it rises above, untouched by the dirt below. It blooms radiant and serene because it doesn't allow the mud to define it. This is the essence of letting go. When we hold on to anger, resentment, or pain, we create chains that bind us. These emotions cloud our vision and drain the very energy we need to grow. But when we release them, we make space for clarity, peace, and joy. Letting go is not a loss. It's a gift we give to ourselves, a declaration of self-love and a step toward liberation. Buddhist wisdom teaches us that clinging leads to suffering. Whether it's attachment to material possessions, relationships, or even our own ego, this grasping keeps us trapped in a cycle of dissatisfaction. To break free, we must learn to accept impermanence. Everything in life is fleeting. Every experience, every emotion, every connection. When we embrace this truth, we find freedom. Letting go doesn't happen all at once. It's a practice, a journey we take one step at a time. It begins with awareness. Ask yourself, who or what in your life is holding you back? What are you clinging to that no longer brings you peace. Perhaps it's time to set down the heavy baggage you've been carrying for so long. This act of release is an act of courage. It means choosing yourself, your peace, your happiness, your freedom, over the weight of what doesn't serve you. And as you let go, you'll discover a lightness within, a strength you didn't know you had. Remember, you are like the lotus. No matter how murky the waters around you may seem, you have the power to rise above. You have the power to bloom. So today, take a deep breath and ask yourself, what can I let go of? What can I release to reclaim my peace? The path to true freedom starts here with this simple yet transformative choice. It's time to rise above and live fully. The power is already within you. Are you ready to embrace it? Solitude is often misunderstood in our fast-paced world. Many people fear it, mistaking it for loneliness, a sense of being cut off from others. But in reality, solitude is a gift, a sacred space where we can reconnect with ourselves. Buddhist wisdom teaches us that solitude is not an absence but a presence, the presence of our true self. Think about how often we're surrounded by distractions. The constant buzz of notifications, the pressures of daily life, the endless need to perform and please others. It's no wonder we feel disconnected from who we really are. In solitude, the world's noise fades away. What remains is the quiet hum of your own being, a place where peace, clarity, and strength reside. Solitude is a sanctuary, a refuge where you can step away from the chaos and simply be. It's not about isolating yourself from others. It's about rediscovering your inner world. In Buddhism, the practice of sitting quietly in mindfulness allows us to observe our thoughts without judgment. It helps us peel away the layers of distraction and uncover the infinite potential within ourselves. Imagine dedicating just 10 minutes each day to sitting in stillness. No phones, no tasks, no demands, just you and the present moment. At first, it might feel uncomfortable, even unfamiliar, but with time, you'll begin to feel the power of this simple practice. It's in these quiet moments that you can truly listen to your heart, reconnect with your intentions, and embrace the beauty of simply existing. Buddhist wisdom shows us that when we embrace solitude, we cultivate courage. The courage to face ourselves without fear, the courage to explore our dreams, and the courage to meet life's challenges with an open heart. Solitude gives us the strength to love ourselves deeply, even when the world around us feels chaotic. Solitude is not about being alone. It's about being with yourself in the most profound way. It's about creating space to nurture your soul and to grow into the person you are meant to be. When you allow yourself this time, you'll find that solitude becomes a source of joy, not fear. It becomes a wellspring of inner peace, clarity, and resilience. So I invite you to take this small step. Start with 10 minutes a day. Sit quietly, breathe deeply, and let yourself simply be. Let the world fade into the background and turn your attention inward. In this practice, you'll discover the boundless strength and wisdom that have always been within you. Remember, solitude is not a void to be filled. It's a sanctuary to be cherished. It's not the absence of company, it's the presence of self. Embrace it, and you'll find that solitude doesn't just quiet the noise of life, it reveals the symphony within your soul. Have you ever found yourself saying yes when your heart wanted to say no? In that moment, did you feel a small part of yourself slipping away, unnoticed but deeply felt? Every time we compromise our needs, every time we ignore our own well-being, to please others, we lose a little more of who we truly are. Buddhist wisdom reminds us that living authentically requires courage and clarity. It teaches us the importance of setting boundaries, not as acts of separation, but as expressions of self-respect and compassion. Boundaries are not walls meant to keep others out. They are bridges that connect us to our truest selves and to Healthier, more meaningful relationships. Think of yourself as a garden. Without a protective fence, the garden is vulnerable, trampled by footsteps, overrun by weeds. But when you create boundaries, you protect that sacred space. You give yourself the room to grow, to flourish, and to bloom. These boundaries don't isolate you. They nurture you, allowing you to share your beauty with the world in a way that feels true and fulfilling. Saying no is one of the simplest yet most profound ways to honor your boundaries. It can feel uncomfortable at first, like you're letting someone down or creating conflict, but in reality, saying no to what doesn't serve your peace is saying yes to yourself. It's a declaration that your time, energy, and well-being matter. Start small. Today, find one thing, a request, a task, or even a thought that doesn't align with your peace and say no. Notice how it feels. It might be a little difficult at first, but with each step, you'll feel a newfound strength and clarity taking root within you. Over time, you'll see that boundaries are not acts of rejection, they are acts of love for yourself and for others. Because when you are at peace, you bring more peace into your relationships. Buddhist teachings remind us that balance is the key to a harmonious life. Boundaries are an essential part of that balance. They allow us to give without losing ourselves, to love without sacrificing our own needs, and to be present without feeling overwhelmed. They guide us toward living authentically and with integrity. So I invite you to reflect. What is one boundary you can honor today? What is one way you can choose yourself without guilt or hesitation? By creating and respecting your boundaries, you are not closing doors. You are opening pathways to a life of peace, self-respect, and connection. Remember, boundaries are not barriers. They are bridges. They are gifts of love you give to yourself and the world around you. Begin today and step into the authentic, empowered life you deserve. We often spend our lives searching for happiness outside ourselves. We chase after achievements, seek validation in relationships, or crave approval from others, believing that these external sources will bring us lasting joy. But time and time again, we find that this happiness is fleeting, like sand slipping through our fingers. Buddhist wisdom offers us a profound truth. True peace and happiness are not found outside of us. They are cultivated within. Imagine your mind as a still, calm lake. When undisturbed, it reflects the beauty of the world around it, the trees, the sky, the gentle sunlight. But when the surface is agitated, the reflections become distorted, and the beauty is harder to see. Our thoughts, like ripples in the water, can create inner turmoil, obscuring our sense of peace. Through mindfulness, we learn to calm these ripples, allowing our inner lake to return to its natural, serene state. Mindfulness is not a complicated practice. It's a gift we can give ourselves daily, even in the smallest of moments. Begin with just 5 minutes. Find a quiet place to sit. Close your eyes and focus on your breath, the gentle inhale, the soft exhale. Notice your thoughts as they come and go without judgment. Let them settle like leaves drifting to the bottom of a still pond. With each breath, you'll feel a little lighter, a little calmer. But mindfulness is only part of the journey. To truly cultivate joy, pair it with gratitude. At the end of each day, take a moment to reflect on 3 things you're thankful for. These don't have to be grand gestures or monumental events. It could be the warmth of the sun on your skin, the kindness of a stranger, or simply the fact that you had a moment to pause and breathe. Gratitude shifts our focus from what we lack to what we have, creating a sense of abundance and contentment. Buddhist wisdom reminds us that joy is not something to chase. It's not a destination or a prize to be won. Joy is a state of being, something we nurture and grow within ourselves. By practicing mindfulness and gratitude, we begin to see the beauty in the present moment, the richness in our ordinary lives. So, I invite you to take this step today. Sit quietly, focus on your breath, and let your mind settle. And as the day ends, reflect on the gifts life has offered you. Over time, you'll find that happiness is not out there waiting to be found. It's right here, within you, patiently waiting to be discovered. This is the power of Buddhist lessons, simple yet transformative practices that help us return to ourselves, to the peace and joy that have always been within us. Remember, happiness is not about reaching outward, it's about looking inward. It's about cultivating a mind as calm and clear as a still lake, reflecting the beauty of the life you already have. How often do you offer yourself the same kindness and compassion that you so freely give to others? Think about it for a moment. We're often our own harshest critics, quick to judge ourselves for our perceived flaws or mistakes. But Buddhist wisdom teaches us a profound truth. Self-love is not selfish, it's the foundation of all love. Without it, we cannot truly give or receive love from others in its fullest, most genuine form. Imagine yourself as a tree. To grow tall, resilient, and strong, a tree must have deep roots that anchor it firmly in the earth. Without these roots, even the gentlest storm could bring it crashing down. In the same way, self-love is your foundation. It grounds you, nurtures you, and allows you to thrive, no matter the challenges you face. Practicing self-love starts with your thoughts. What do you tell yourself each day? Are your words kind and uplifting, or are they critical and harsh? Buddhist teachings remind us of the power of affirmations, simple yet transformative statements that plant seeds of positivity in our minds. Begin with these. I am enough. I am worthy. I deserve happiness. Repeat them daily, not just as words, but as truths you believe in your heart. Self-love also means making time for self-care, not as a luxury, but as a necessity. What nourishes your soul? Is it a quiet walk in nature, a warm cup of tea, a moment of stillness to breathe deeply and reconnect with yourself? Self-care doesn't have to be elaborate or time-consuming. It's about honoring your needs and creating space for your well-being. As you practice self-love, something incredible happens. You begin to radiate an inner strength and peace that touches every part of your life. This love becomes a beacon, drawing positivity, connection, and compassion into your world. When you love yourself fully, you no longer seek validation from others. Instead, you cultivate a deep sense of contentment and wholeness that no external source can provide. Buddhist wisdom teaches us that to love others truly, we must first love ourselves. Without self-love, our attempts to give love may be tinged with fear, insecurity, or expectation. But when we nourish our own hearts, we have an abundance of love to share, pure, unconditional, and limitless. So today, I invite you to take a small step toward nurturing your self-love. Begin with a simple affirmation. Look in the mirror and say, I am enough. Schedule a moment of self-care, however small. Over time, these practices will become second nature, and you'll feel your roots grow deeper, your spirit grow stronger. Remember, self-love is not about ego or selfishness. It's about honoring the divine light within you, the unique essence that makes you who you are. When you love yourself, you honor the world around you. You create a ripple effect of kindness, compassion, and peace. You are worthy, you are enough, and you deserve a life filled with love, starting with your own. Resentment is like carrying a heavy backpack filled with stones. Each stone represents a grudge, a wound, an unresolved hurt that you've held onto over time. With every step you take, this weight pulls you down, making your journey through life harder, slower, and more painful. Buddhist wisdom offers us a way to lighten this burden, a way to free ourselves. It teaches that forgiveness is not about excusing or justifying the harm done to us. Forgiveness is an act of liberation, a gift we give to ourselves. Imagine this. You're standing at the edge of a vast, serene ocean. You take off that heavy backpack, filled with all the pain, anger, and sadness you've been carrying for so long. One by one, you take out the stones, each representing a grudge or hurt, and you toss them into the water. Watch as they sink, disappearing into the depths. Feel the weight lifting from your shoulders. This is the power of forgiveness. It allows you to let go of what no longer serves you and to reclaim your freedom. Holding on to resentment is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to suffer. It doesn't harm them. It only harms you. It clouds your mind, hardens your heart, and keeps you trapped in the past. Forgiveness, on the other hand, is not about denying or minimizing your pain. It's about releasing its hold on you so you can move forward with clarity and peace. This journey isn't always easy. Buddhist teachings acknowledge that forgiveness takes time and effort. It begins with a willingness to let go. Reflect on the burdens you're carrying. Are they helping you or are they weighing you down? Imagine how your life could change if you chose to release them. Visualize yourself letting go, not for the sake of others, but for the sake of your own happiness and inner peace. Forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting. It doesn't mean allowing others to hurt you again. It means saying, I will not let this pain define me. I choose to heal. I choose to be free. With every act of forgiveness, no matter how small, you take a step toward lightness, clarity, and strength. In Buddhism, the act of forgiveness is deeply tied to compassion for yourself and for others. When you forgive, you acknowledge the shared human experience of imperfection and suffering. You recognize that holding on to anger only deepens your own pain. Letting go, however, opens your heart to love, understanding, and joy. So today, I invite you to reflect, what grudges or unresolved hurts are you carrying? Who or what do you need to forgive to set yourself free? Take a quiet moment, close your eyes, and picture dropping these burdens into the vast ocean of your heart. With each release, feel yourself grow lighter, freer, more at peace. Forgiveness is not weakness, it is strength. It is a declaration that you are no longer willing to let the past control your present. It is an act of profound self-love, a step toward the freedom and peace you deserve. Remember, forgiveness is not for the one who hurt you, it's for you. It's your path to reclaiming your joy, your lightness, your life. Imagine this, you're holding tightly to a rope that's burning your hands. The harder you pull, the deeper the pain. But even as it hurts, you hesitate to let go, believing that holding on will somehow solve the problem. Buddhist wisdom teaches us a transformative truth. Detachment is not about abandoning life or giving up. It's about releasing the rope, freeing yourself from unnecessary struggles, and allowing clarity and peace to enter your life. Life is unpredictable. We face challenges, losses, and changes that are beyond our control. Yet, we often cling tightly to outcomes, desires, or expectations, hoping to force life to bend to our will. This attachment creates tension, anxiety, and suffering, much like that burning rope. The more we hold on, the more we struggle, and the further we move away from inner peace. Detachment is the art of letting go, not of caring, but of clinging. It's about accepting life as it is, rather than how we wish it to be. Imagine loosening your grip on that rope and letting it slip from your hands. In that moment, the pain subsides. You are no longer fighting against the inevitable. Instead, you open yourself to the flow of life. Buddhist teachings remind us that we cannot control the world around us. What we can control are our actions, our values, and our perspective. Detachment doesn't mean giving up on goals or relationships. It means focusing on what truly matters. Your effort, your intentions, and your ability to remain grounded. No matter the outcome, when you let go, something beautiful happens. You create space space for new opportunities, for personal growth, and for unexpected joy. The things you are clinging to may fall away, but what remains is a sense of freedom and clarity that allows you to see life more clearly. This doesn't mean detachment is easy. It takes practice and patience. Start small. Reflect on one area of your life where you're holding on too tightly. Maybe it's a relationship, a past mistake, or a fear of the future. Ask yourself, what am I trying to control that I cannot? What would happen if I simply let go? Picture releasing that rope and feel the relief that comes with surrender. Letting go is not about giving up. It's about gaining perspective. It's about shifting your focus from the things you can't control to the values and actions that bring meaning to your life. Detachment allows you to navigate life's uncertainties with grace and resilience. Remember, detachment is a practice of self-compassion. It's a gift you give yourself, a way to free your heart from unnecessary burdens and make room for peace and joy. As you release what no longer serves you, you'll find yourself lighter, freer, and more open to life's possibilities. So today, take a moment to pause and reflect. What are you holding on to that is causing you pain? How can you loosen your grip and allow life to unfold naturally? In this act of letting go, you'll discover a strength and serenity that can carry you through anything. Buddhist wisdom teaches us that freedom begins not with control, but with release. Let go of the rope and step into the clarity